Belt and Road Initiative. Belt and Road Initiative will go down in history as one of the greatest policies ever enacted for the globe. It's the international extension of China's poverty alleviation and infrastructure-based economy. Everyone should love China. 2013, China's new president then, Xi Jinping, gave 2 speeches that changed the world. Although nobody saw it then, at that time, it was the birth of the Belt and Road Initiative. In September 2013, Xi announced the Belt Path in Kazakhstan. In October 2013, Xi announced the Road Path in Indonesia. The initiative consists of 2 main components: the Silk Road economy,
Silk Road Economic Belt, and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, also known as the Belt and Road Initiative. It is aimed at enhancing cross-continental and mutually beneficial collaboration. So far, the initiative has facilitated many global projects, such as the Mombasa-Nairobi Standard Gauge Railway in Kenya.
Kenyans wanted to ease congestions in roads, so they decided to come up with SGR. Before SGR was there, you were either going by air, which is expensive, or by road, which will take you a whole day.
The Belt and Road Initiative now involves more than 100 countries and international organizations eager to embrace its long-term benefits. But some are questioning what the initiative is trying to achieve, even seeing it as an attempt to rewrite the current world order.
It's an initiative that pushes forward globalization in an inclusive way. One of the key issues is to have a synergy with other countries and also with other regions and international organizations. For example, Kazakhstan's Bright Road, Turkey's Central Corridor, and Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, and also with international organizations or regional organizations such as ASEAN's Connectivity Master Plan for 2025.
While politicians are busy debating and businessmen run their sums, people along the Belt and Road have their own hopes for the initiative.
希望马来西亚的青年有更多的机会到中国来上学。
我希望能更深入地进入到我们这个平民百姓的这个生活里边。
Looking to the future of your own country, what benefits do you think this new community of nations could bring, and what can your country offer to the world?
Laos, known as the roof of the Indochina Peninsula, is covered by mountains and plateaus, which account for 80% of its total land area, making transportation extremely difficult. Many Lao people hope to go out of the mountains and explore the rest of the world. In 2015, Chinese President Xi Jinping, together with Lao leaders, made a significant decision to jointly build the China-Laos Railway. By working in the spirit of building roads through mountains and constructing bridges across rivers, China and Laos have made concerted efforts to complete the high-quality construction of the railway. During this period, many Lao youths left the mountains and traveled to China to study advanced railway technology and gain relevant knowledge. Sida was one of them.
发车!
The construction of the China-Laos Railway has helped Laos to break through the bottleneck of infrastructure and take a solid step toward the goal of turning Laos from a landlocked country into a land-linked one. This railway is expected to form an economic and trade road running through the Indochina Peninsula, together with other Belt and Road projects such as the China-Thailand Railway and the Malaysia's East Coast Railway.
我提出了共建“一带一路”的倡议，目的就是促进各国各地区互联互通，形成联动发展格局，为世界经济拓展新的增长空间。
In 2013, President Xi proposed the BRI. Over the past 8 years or so, President Xi has always been concerned about the construction of the Belt and Road and promoted the implementation of the Belt and Road cooperation during his domestic field trips and overseas visits.
它的核心内容是促进基础设施建设和互联互通，对接各国政策和发展战略，深化务实合作，促进协调联动发展，实现共同繁荣。
To date, China has signed BRI cooperation documents with 149 countries and 32 international organizations. The BRI is becoming a belt of prosperity and a road to happiness, benefiting people across the globe.
Zamisli, za samo 5,5 godina od fabrike koje je nekoliko nedelja ili možda i meseci, nije toliko važno, delilo od zaustavljanja i potpune obustave rada, postaćemo jedna od najboljih fabrika u ovom delu Evrope.
Nous remercions vraiment le gouvernement chinois qui nous a apporté ces forages de bonheur. Vraiment, c'est des forages de bonheur parce qu'auparavant, ça a été difficile. Des sincères remerciements au peuple chinois, plus particulièrement, qui nous sait vraiment faire ces bonheurs-là. On remercie vraiment l'initiative Ceinture et la route.
Thanks to the BRI, East Africa has its first highway. The Maldives has its first sea crossing bridge. Belarus has its own vehicle manufacturing industry. And many other places around the world have access to safe electricity or modern transportation for the first time. In the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, President Xi promised that China will work with its partners to develop the Belt and Road into a model of cooperation for meeting challenges through unity, a model of safeguarding health for protecting people's safety and well-being, a road of recovery for resuming economic and social activities, and a model of growth for unlocking development potential.
Japan โดยประธานสีจิ้นผิงเป็นผู้ริเริ่มเสนอข้าพเจ้าที่ราคาคือแน่นอนซึ่งกับกระกับทุกเวลาคือกับทุกเวลาสร้างความไว้หนวดเสียใจช่วยเหลือสิ่งกันและกันสิ่งในภาพการพัฒนาจะชูลงเลิกในโลกกว่า
is another testament to the courage, the power, but also the generous spirit of giving of the CPC under the leadership, of course, of President Xi Jinping.
This is a road to peace, prosperity, openness, green development and innovation, and a road that brings together different civilizations.
让我们携起手来，一起播撒合作的种子，共同收获发展的果实，让各国人民更加幸福，让世界更加美好。
Experts from the Global South countries have hailed the China proposed Belt and Road Initiative, given its pivotal role in boosting trade, fostering exchanges, and enhancing infrastructure.
The Belt and Road Initiative has been transformative for developing countries, including Tanzania. It has enhanced infrastructure, increased the trade, and fostered people-to-people exchanges. Projects like ports, railways, and industrial parks have opened new economic opportunities and threatened regional connectivity, aligning with Africa's development priorities.
BRI has been able to push and ensure that the continent of Africa get access to key infrastructures. We've seen roads that have been constructed. We've seen ports that have been constructed. We've seen railways that have been able to be constructed. You look at Kenya here, we have the SGR. SGR starts from Mombasa, basically bringing things in and then be able to push them to Nairobi, the capital city, and other parts. These are the things that have really transformed and changed the continent of Africa and specific countries like Kenya. This is a way to ensure that we promote economic cooperation and ensure that everybody benefits. And this is the uniqueness of BRI.
I think BRI has been a win-win for China and its counterparts, where of course BRI was implemented or is still being implemented. We saw it in case of Central and South Asia, in case of Africa. Several projects and programs were launched, and BRI investments have led to improved infrastructure in energy, in road, railways, ports, for example.
You might find this hard to imagine, but for years, China firmly believed it had to keep a low profile in international matters. In former Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping's words, it was important to hide your strengths and bide your time. That's why the Belt and Road Initiative marks a huge change in China's foreign policy. And it's not just a small shift, it's a plan that will have serious implications for how the world develops. Called 一带一路 in Chinese, the Belt and Road Initiative was first announced by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013. It's a globe-spanning plan with the purpose of strengthening trade, infrastructure, and investment links between China and an estimated 65 other countries. Together, potentially participating countries account for more than 30% of global GDP, 62% of the world's population, and 75% of known energy reserves. Despite what the name may imply, the road actually refers to a maritime network of shipping lanes running from China through Southeast Asia, Africa, and all the way to Europe. The belt, on the other hand, refers to the overland routes, stretching from Central Asia to Europe. The most visible part of the Belt and Road so far has been infrastructure. In Kenya, for example, China built a $3.2 billion railway connecting the port city of Mombasa to the country's capital, Nairobi. It now takes just 4.5 hours to get between the two cities, about a third of the time it used to take on the old rail system. But it's not just Kenya. Across the world, the Belt and Road has meant billions of dollars in investment from the Chinese. In Sri Lanka, about $200 million of Chinese funding went into the country's second international airport. After all the investment, though, it's been dubbed the world's emptiest international airport. From Africa to Asia, there are many infrastructure projects involving railways, roads, and bridges. But that's just one part of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Some say it's also
It's a very bold initiative, and we understand that China is very passionate about trade with our part of the world as well as with the rest of the Asian region. We have always understood that infrastructure is a very important part of the trade agenda. So having a strategic road like that cuts across Asia and connects Africa to Asia through that kind of mechanism is always very welcome.
think two things that BRI can support the region, right? One which I think we can see is the infrastructure development. You start to see, the plan to build the high-speed train from China into Thailand, hopefully, going down to Malaysia and Singapore. I think that will bring, you start to see impact in Laos already, and Thailand maybe it's coming soon. But in terms of infrastructure, that would help development of the region basically. Secondly, is the connectivity of the trade flows. The BRI would help supporting and enhance the mechanism of collaboration between the country among BRI initiatives. Thirdly, I think it's also there would be a flow of cultural exchange and knowledge exchange between countries, because now people are more connected. Then it's easier to knowledge and trade to be flow.